Passwords. Well-known websites are regularly in the news for being hacked and suffering major breaches of data. As such, you should expect that your personal data will be in the hands of a hacker sometime soon. In fact, you can check if your email address has been part of a data breach already by entering it on the website Have I Been Pwned, meaning owned. The service, created by security expert Troy Hunt in 2013, collects and analyzes hundreds of database dumps and pastes containing information about billions of leaked accounts. I'm reasonably confident that you'll be there. And it's not just hackers that we should worry about. Facebook recently exposed 600 million plain text passwords, but claimed that only their staff would have had access. A recent cybersecurity survey revealed a shameful state of people's passwords in the UK, with 123456 being used 23 million times, the word password 3.6 million times, and a variety of football club names, famous musicians, and fictional characters like Superman proving very popular. And on top of this, around 60% of us are using the same password every time we set up an online account. Websites should not normally store your password in a readable plain text format. They're usually converted into a string of unreadable characters using a one-way mathematical function. This process is called hashing and creates a hash code of your password. When a hacker steals a customer database, they need to crack the hash codes to reveal all the passwords. Hackers can use brute force to crack simple passwords up to 6 characters long within a reasonable amount of time and computational effort. Brute force attacks are when a computer tries every possible combination of letters and characters to find the matching hash. Brute force is a hacker's least preferred option to use on a large database or longer passwords, given the computing power and time required. Instead, hackers use existing lists of common password hashes, called rainbow tables, to match the stolen hashes to real passwords. They also use dictionary tables of common word hashes and common word combination hashes, including predictable permutations of words, like replacing specific letters with numbers or symbols. Using these widely available hacking techniques, a hacker could probably crack 50% of passwords in an average customer database in a matter of hours. Once a password has been cracked, the hacker will be able to access your account on that site, and any other sites where you've used the same password. Cracking passwords is something that computers are particularly good at. The average computer with a 4 GHz processor runs at 4 billion cycles per second. With a brute force attack, the password 123456 would be cracked almost instantly. As you add length and complexity to a password, the difficulty of cracking the hash of it climbs rapidly. For example, in this somewhat old but well illustrated example, a 9-character password using only numbers took a computer, in 2012, 4 seconds to break. But a 9-character password with numbers, upper and lowercase letters and symbols would take the same computer 12 years to break. So, it pays to have long and complex passwords that include numbers, letters and symbols, particularly given that computing power continues to double every 18 months, known as Moore's Law. Your passwords should be at least 12 characters in length. But how do you create one? Here's a useful technique. Firstly, think of a memorable sentence of at least 12 words. The more obscure and least related to things people know or could find out about you, the better. Try to have more than one capitalized word. Next, take the first letter of each word. Then replace some of the letters with numbers and symbols. You will now have a secure password, which common hacking techniques would find it very hard to break. Next step is to create a unique password for every online account that you have, and remember them. To make this task a little easier, we turn to Password Managers. A password manager is a software program that creates and stores all your passwords. I recommend the free and open source KeePass. KeePass takes the hard work out of creating and remembering long and complex passwords for each website. Although you do need to remember your KeePass password, or you'll lose access to all your passwords. Write it down and keep it in a hidden place just in case. Each time you set up an account on a website, open KeePass, create a new entry for the website, and then have KeePass create a password that's 20 or more characters long. Just copy and paste the password into the account setup and do the same each time you need to log in. You won't know or remember what the password is, and you don't need to. To share your passwords with your phone, install the KeePass app and email yourself the password file from your laptop occasionally. Your phone app can then automatically fill in your online passwords if you choose it to do so. The file also acts as a backup to your laptop file. KeePass is a great way to keep track of all the sites you've registered with. Because all your passwords are unique and complex, and you never type them, it's probably not necessary to change them more than once a year as a hygiene factor. Never use your web browser to save passwords, as this is not sufficiently secure. Another good security practice to protect your security and privacy is to use two-factor authentication, or 2FA. Most websites and online services support two-factor authentication, which is basically using two of either something you know, like a password, something you have, like a phone, or something you are, like a fingerprint. Most bank apps use two-factor authentication by sending a text message to your phone. And OTP is a free and open source app that you can use on your phone to generate two-factor authentication codes for your websites.